waiting is over. Yeah. Look, they say boxing is a death sport. Ashes to ashes, like trash in the alley. Like hashes is cashes, which means we could compete. As long as I got breath in my lungs and my 2 feet and a strong heartbeat, we could rumble, young man. Put the gloves in your hands. The talking is over. All that we were arguing over is over. We could sit in silence before the noise and the roars and arena doors open. Before we throw hands, we satisfy the demands. This is for the fans, my legacy, my little mans who looked up at me like, Dad, you're about to hurt them bad. Yo, the shit is serious. The big fish and the fisherman, the old man in the sea. But before you all see the violence and the bloodshed, we can sit in silence. But before you all see the violence and the bloodshed, we can sit in silence. Think you're a monster, don't you? Ugly, breathing vulture. AP's put it down my skyline. Notifications on my timeline. But this shit is the A side. You think you King Ghidorah? But this is Caanelo, ninja, the king of the monsters. Take 3 of you to step to the giant, but I'm defiant. Face of boxing, I'm a legend, like the Mayans. Yeah. Let go. Canelo. Let go. Canelo. You think you King Ghidorah? 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 In the Chevy on the days, candy paint, hitting switches while you busters hate. Up off that? Yeah. Yeah. Yes. Up off. Hey! Y'all know what day it is. Y'all know what day it is, huh? Girl. Girl. It's Fat Friday. Bye. What's up, my people? This is ShowBizz, don't? All right, man. Look. Look at who we have here. Let me see who we have up here. Tim Butler. Well, I'll hit you. Let me see. Who else we got up in here? Official Chip Skylark. What's going on with you? Whoops. All right, man. Look, first I want to say this. Everybody, welcome to the Facts Friday again. If you haven't done it, please close out the chat, hit the like, and give it up for the one. Bring on this with a laugh and do the cabbage patch. Choose a pretty lady and then sign some autographs. The Burnell man can shapoing boing. Hit the Tyson bell. Who you got? Biz, who I got with what? There's no way you asking that. Okay, wait a minute, hold on. And don't forget, I swear before Lord. Now, we're in the afternoon. We got to give it up to the lady. You should let me in. You deserve it. No, you deserve it. Hit the Tyson bell. He said, I swear before Lord. Let me see. 20K out the window for Biz. Who is a damn? At least I got it to bet. Let me see. Hold on. Wait a minute. Hold on, y'all. Wait a second. All my fellas. Yeah, put it simply in here. I like surprises. I came here for prizes. Big booty and thighs is promising my guys is how I could get inside this. Stupid, I realize this, but
There's so much I wanna know about you, but I don't really wanna know. That's what they say. You make it too hard for a nigga. I got you, but I got the time. Let's make it work.
Want to know what? He said 20K out the damn window talking about the bet. Well, you can't get the 20K that I will be offering up as a giveaway when we get to 350,000 subscribers. He is out of that, but make sure we get to 350,000 subscribers ASAP. I will be giving $20,000 away to a lucky subscriber, everybody but his ass. Let me see who else we got. Oh my God, you already know, man. We outside.
I think it happen when you outside. You can lose a fight, see a chick, have a con with that vibe. You can ride a bike, see a nigga, and ask him if he's alright.
Biz. I know you heard that. Make sure you got the name. He's out of the competition. Okay, all right. War Room, Canelo. Hey, listen. Let's start getting this shit together. Let's start getting this shit together real quick. Bring up the damn YouTube. Let's go over to the zone. Hold on real quick. This says up and coming. This gotta be the one. This the one right here. Hold on. How many? We got 5 minutes. Okay, we can talk. How y'all doing? Biz, where are we watching? Here's the thing. We can't watch the fight. We can't watch the Wilder fight. There is no way. I can't. My smart TV doesn't have BOK Prime. It doesn't have pay-per-view.com. So I'm out of there. I've been working on it for about 2 hours trying to see how to. I'm just not going to be able to call it. All right. So you guys let me know. I don't think I'm going to be able to see it either. You guys let me know how the fight went. We definitely going to talk about it when we're calling the Jake Paul and ShowBizz fight tomorrow. Let me know, bro. Let me see, bro. Damn, I know I can't even. Ladies, back. What's going on, boy? Let me see. I was here for 10K subscribers. Damn, Biz, you're about to hit 350,000 subscribers. Congratulations. Love you, boy. Thank you so much. LOL, I can see it. Yeah, I can't. Roku has BOK Prime. Does it? Here, let me see. Let me get this going. Because they said, what did they say? They said pay-per-view.com. What round does ShowBizz? I wouldn't be surprised if it's the first round knockout, brother. That's where I'm at with it. I won't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised if he just said, yeah, let's go ahead and get this over with. Let me see. ShowBizz, nothing but a new boxing network. Love you, boy. I'm telling you, I wouldn't be surprised. I think there's some money to win if you were to bet on my bookie on a first round KO. I think I wish I could lie to you. I got that kind of time. Hold on real quick. How much time we got? We got 3 minutes. I think I could search. Let me see. Fantasy matchup question for you. James Toney versus better when James Toney is on a good night. Man, shit. That's tough. Because that's rough. Because Better BF, he's gonna be the man. Shit. Well, I saw we did with Samuel Peters, but Better BF is faster and better fighter. Let me see. Where's these outsider songs? I'm like, brother, I still got to do that. You know how I am with my music. Let me see. Let me check this out. Man, brother, that's a good question. Well, no diss, but Royd's James Toney was one of the best fighters I've ever seen. And I ain't even gonna lie to you. Royd's James Toney. Now, what was that? Cruiserweight? That's close enough. Light heavyweight. Royd James Toney, bruh. When he had the traps and he had muscles all over the place and shit. Let me see if I install this. Remember, he had traps, he had chest development, and I was like, hey, Royd's. Y'all remember Royd? Y'all remember Royd's. Royd's James Toney, bruh. That brother there. Damn, swim without getting wet. Hit you with brother, you were getting your ass whipped. That was my God. Because I was like, yo, he got so good. I remember looking at him, and then when he popped, I was like, damn. Hey, still, that was dope. That was like, he was like Spider-Man with the Infinity Gauntlet. Cosmic Spider-Man, bro. I was like, yeah, all right, he cheated, but that dude was cold. Y'all kids. He cheated, but yeah, at least I saw it. That brother right there was out of sight. Let me see. Sign in or create an account. First, let me see if y'all had me download this Roku, brother. I damn near quit on the Wilder fight. I got to go through. If Wilder knocked this guy out in one round and I went through all this, I'm going to be pissed. Hold on. I know it's about to start, y'all. I know it's about to start. This man got me looking for Wilder and shit. Got me looking for Wilder and shit. I can't find it. I can't find it. Hold on. Give me some time. 60 seconds, Biz. Yeah. Let me get on it. let me see. Miz Biz, he scrubbed me on Haney Glove already. 20 jeans, chief. Hey, brother. It's buffer. See, this is another reason why I gotta turn this off. Hold on, I gotta turn the TV off. I'll try to find Wilder in a minute. It's hold on. Let me get this together. Let me invite to the exfoliant. Share screen. Hold on, y'all. Make it bigger. Pause. Dude, what is wrong with my internet? Oh, this gonna be wild. This is gonna be wild, bro. Am I on time? Oh my God. This looks. I'm gonna have to refresh or something. Yeah, I'm gonna have to refresh. It just doesn't seem like it's working right. Hold on, dog. We in the zone war. It just doesn't seem like it's working right. Hold on. Let me refresh, y'all. I'm sorry. Let me refresh this. It just didn't feel right. You know what I mean? It just felt exfoliative. Okay, I think we on target. It feels a little pause. It feels a little better. Let me see. First we got to get motivated. You're right. Before we even get started, I don't know what my problem was. I'm sorry, y'all.
We are in Las Vegas, Nevada, the T-Mobile Center, for the third and final stop on this really worldwide press tour from Riyadh to New York.
Let's go.
Las Vegas.
Let's squat.
Canelo Alvarez, the biggest star in boxing for most of the last
Okay, hold on, y'all. I got to turn me up.
Crawford, a man who still holds
This is hot. Come on, speakers. Come on, speakers. Can y'all hear? Oh, I done. What? Max?
To announce the next member of our broadcast team, the
Who?
one and only and excellent John Anik. It's a pleasure to be working with you, John.
Pleasure's
all.
Oh,
What's up, boy?
A fight of this two needed Max Kellerman's pipe.
Everybody's up in here.
I covered boxing from 2003 to 2000. I am so grateful to have this opportunity, and the
I just feel like the volume's low.
Certainly is not lost on me. I can't wait to dive into the preparation, but nobody I would rather be working alongside than you. And we will have further announcements on our broadcast team in the future. But you were celebrated in New York as you were announced last week. The pageantry shifted from Saudi Arabia to New York City. What was like sort of seeing this fight start to build?
Yes, Lord.
I mean, you know, how many fighters have ever been called the best pound-for-pound fighter
I don't like
in the
that
world?
bar at the bottom.
These are two of them.
Must that bar be there? What the hell is going on with my...
It was Floyd Mayweather, Roy Jones, Pernell Whitaker, Julio Cesar Chavez, Mike Tyson, Sugar Ray Leonard, Marvin Hagler. There had, like, you can go back to the 80s, you only mention about 10 guys.
Right.
There haven't been that many.
Can y'all hear me and everything?
These are two of them. And
why did Max
being
Kellerman even retire? I feel like he's really young. No, he got fired from ESPN, and then nobody hired him anywhere. From my understanding, they let him go off ESPN, and then he just chilled out. What is wrong with my stream, bro? Now.
history. In 1960, Spinks in their rematch, they did 90 million TV sets. Not people, TV sets, right? There hasn't been a fight since then with nearly the number
as a
of
U.S. soldier, I take the squad up seriously. You ain't lying. ShowBizz, a boxing revolution. Love you, boy. We all do.
People. Whether in Pacquiao, they do 4 million pay-per-view buys. Even if 5 people per buy are watching it, it's 20 million people. Netflix just did a fight, not on this level,
right?
That did, what was it? 9 figures.
Yeah.
Not like you have over 100 million people. This fight will certainly be the most watched fight because of the platform.
Of course, because of the platform. Absolutely. Hey man, what's up? What's up with my lips to sync? What's up with my sync? Every time I do this shit.
Canelo has in his
so he's gonna be 35, so he's 3 years
pro career. He's about a 2-to-1 favorite right now.
Crawford taking over Biz Internet.
For both men, what is on the line for the bigger man, Canelo Alvarez?
Well, Canelo obviously doesn't want to lose to the guy moving up in weight.
No, he doesn't want to lose. Okay, let's talk. Let's talk. I hope this doesn't mess up everything because everything was doing well so far. All right, let's talk. Let's talk until we get them out there. All right, look. As far as the most views, I think there's a lot to learn from this. Okay, I think there might be a brawl today. Right. It was close in New York. Yeah. It's time to turn it up. I think that's appropriate, to be honest, and I think there's something to learn from it. All right, obviously, with it being free on Netflix with a subscription, there'd be more eyes on it than a pay-per-view bout. All right, so of course, more people going to view this fight than Pacquiao versus Floyd Mayweather. That is no debate, right? Like, we know not to debate that, right? I mean, that's just obvious. I mean, can we agree there? Man, dog, he looks humongous. Crawford over here looking humongous. Can we agree? Okay, facts. All right. And what we can learn from this is what I've been saying for years now. ShowBizz, a boxing zone. Love you, boy. What we can learn from it is when he brought up Spinks and he brought up Muhammad Ali. Yeah, more pressure on Canelo. He got more to lose. More pressure on Canelo. Yeah, there's more pressure on Canelo. When he brought up Spinks and Muhammad Ali, those fights were more easily viewable. A lot of times they were during the weekday, after work and after school, prime time, and on free television. And that's how boxing was built. When boxing became mostly strictly a pay-per-view thing, that's how boxing died. People didn't have the money to keep consuming boxing. There ain't enough boxing fans in the world. They will consume something else. Trust. We have enough other things to do. Even if that means sit at home and just watch regular TV while drinking a beer. And I catch up on who wins later. All right. We ain't rich. Let me see. Snack got you're funny. So that's what I'm saying. Yeah. If you want to build the sport, there are actually people who are against this fight being, hold on, I need to hear what they have to say. But this fight being on Netflix and comparing it to pay-per-view, when really there's stuff to learn from it. Hold on, let me check this out.
And guys started moving away from him, and he had to figure out a way to hunt them down. So instead of being a guy who just followed his opponent around as he did early in his career and lost those fights or was competitive, won very competitive close fights, he learned how to cut the ring off. The last, 3, 4, 5 years, he's been that kind of fighter.
Yeah.
So it's not that he doesn't have a deep bag, as they say, right? It's that he's not a well-rounded fighter, but he hasn't been called upon to use those skills in a while.
Everybody, I've been answering this for a while now. I don't know how to consume the Wilder fight. I've tried, but my TV doesn't have it. Let me see. Bud on Snack. You see him? Yeah, I see him. I don't mean he on Snack, but yeah, he's bigger. Yeah. He just bigger. That doesn't mean he's on, you know what I'm saying? I'm not sure if he even takes Snack, to be honest. Oh, it's not on my Fubo, bro. I looked it up. I couldn't find it. I can't find it. Biz, the stream is late. I'm sorry. This is all the way maxed out. I can't do anything, brother. See, now it got, you see what happens when I try to fix it? It just buffers. I'm sorry. I'm not sure what to do.
Really what makes him really ever lived.
And meanness really does matter in combat sports. Now, in terms of
I don't have
BOK
Prime on my smart TV.
I'm probably 25% body fat, but how much muscle mass?
I'm telling y'all, I tried it for 2 hours. I can't. I don't have
add some size into this equation.
I did quite a bit. First of all, he's a wrestler.
I like how they are using UFC font, a sign of what TKO boxing may look like.
When you
obviously,
look at Canelo Alvarez, you're looking at a guy with a bigger skeleton than Bud Crawford.
Right.
So I don't know how much it matters that they come in weighing, within a spit, within.
You say he has a bigger skeleton than Bud Crawford. Exactly.
170 pounds and
maybe I
think
I think about it. Netflix, smart as hell. This is the same as Turkey giving us the pay-per-view for cheaper.
Max is
this
going to head
Netflix
downstairs to
is only
handle some
$10. Thanks, Turkey.
but we
It's amazing.
Going. I will send it downstairs for the press conference.
It all depends on what you want. If you want Turkey to lose,
ladies and gentlemen,
and
good afternoon,
that means
and
boxing lose
welcome
too. But as long as
the
Turkey
final
loses,
press
then you're not happy.
of the world tour for the fight.
But if you just want to consume
the
boxing
world
the
has been
easiest
waiting
and the
for.
best way possible,
on
then you're happy.
Saturday, September 13th, right
Here we
in
go.
Las Vegas, Nevada, USA, at Allegiant Stadium.
ShowBizz don't have a fire stick. No, I
Champion
don't
versus
do that.
champion. As two of the best pound-for-pound fighters in the world will collide in a once-in-a-lifetime matchup.
Dehydrated or
Undefeated, four-time four-division world champion Terrence Bud Crawford. And as a challenger, the four-division reigning and defending champion Saul Canelo.
Why is the final press
Alvarez.
conference 3 months before the fight?
For his
This is just the first segment.
undisputed
Of
and
course, there'll be
Ring
another
Magazine
segment of press conferences
Super
later.
middleweight
Just a little common sense. A little common sense.
championship World.
They just hyping it up.
It's
There's
all
going to be a lot of press
live
conferences.
on Netflix, a Riyadh season event presented by the General
Did you see the
Entertainment
video of
Authority,
Buzz slapping
Fatal
his friend?
Fury,
Yeah, I saw that.
Sella,
It was a gut.
TKO,
Yeah. It's
and
not a
Ring
slap.
Magazine. So,
Yeah, but they
ladies
said it was
and
fake.
gentlemen, from Las Vegas to Riyadh, from Rio to Johannesburg, from Sydney to London to Hong Kong, from Netflix
Here we go.
to every screen on the planet. Ladies and gentlemen, let's get ready to rumble.
All right. It's a bit. Yes, you're the best. I appreciate you trying to educate and entertain at the same time. Love you, boy. Thank you so much. Dude, this is crazy. This is crazy. Do you want me to make the screen bigger and have me small in the corner? Pause. I don't know why that felt. Yeah. So how about this? Y'all like that look? That may be a better look. Just to get more screen. Hey, I'm gonna tell you, there's a chance. This is how I see it. Forget there's a chance, because I don't want to have to pamper the Bud fans too much. But to me, Canelo is a better defensive fighter than Crawford, and Crawford is a better offensive fighter than Canelo, in my opinion. Crawford is the offensive fighter. He got more offensive tools, and Canelo is the better defensive fighter, in my opinion.
This is a fight that's been marinating for years.
Wait, 20,000. You can't flip flop.
My whole life for this moment.
$20,000 on Canelo winning. I mean, you can't flip that, brother. I'm just giving, analysis. But if you got 20 G's and betting with me, you'll understand. Bet your 20K on my bookie. You'll understand. A good defense beats a good offense. Well, my thing is, the problem with that is Canelo is the puncher. See, he's an offensive fighter. You feel what I'm saying? But Canelo is the puncher and the better defensive fighter. That's a problem. Why don't we get more Kellerman calling fights? What a shame. Well, he's going to start now. He's back. A dude has forgot more boxing than most people know. That's a fact.
Welcome to Las Vegas for the Canelo Alvarez versus Terrence Crawford press conference. It's a once-in-a-lifetime fight,
that's what
and
I do.
the clock
I give
is
my
ticking
opinion.
down
I
to
bet 500
September
on my bookie for
13th,
Canelo. Let's
when
go.
boxing history will be made as two of the world's best collide for the undisputed and the ring super middleweight
Who is better
world
at countering?
championship.
Ooh,
Live from
that's close. That's close. All right, here we go.
A meant perfect through
Y'all
41
right at
professional
it.
fights
Just the fighters,
with 31
because
knockouts.
they don't have the undercard
He's a
yet.
four-division
So
world
when they have the
champion
second
from
round of press
lightweight to
conferences, they'll
junior
be undercard and
middleweight,
stuff like that.
and the current WBA and interim WBO junior middleweight champion. Please welcome the ring's #3 pound-for-pound best and Omaha, Nebraska's own Terrence Bud Crawford.
How to hit the like. Oh, that's a nice shirt right there, brother. And that's a nice outfit. I like the pants, how the pants hitting. Where the shirt at, that's how Biz be dressed. If y'all want to know how ShowBizz dressed, right? Me and Bud rock the same. There you go, Bud. He come. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, I like heel Bud. I like heel Bud. Come jogging in like Ric Flair or some shit. Dana TKO about to run boxing. You can see a little WWE last week with the heel turn.
And now the champion. He's held world titles in 4 divisions, from junior middleweight to light heavyweight. One of the most prolific counter strikers and body punchers in the world. This man is set to make his 68th walk to the ring.
Here we go.
He is the undisputed king at 168 pounds. The first and only man in boxing history.
Yeah, that polo ran a
that
couple
feat.
$100, bro.
The ring's
That's
#8 pound-for-pound
that polo
fighter
could have been
and the
$700.
pride of Guadalajara, Jalisco, Mexico. Here is Canelo Alvarez.
That brother got on a short set with the button all the way up. Go ahead, boy. That boy got the button up to the neck. That's Mexican. There you go. Viva Mexico. That brother got it buttoned up to the neck in the short set. It's time to work. What's that, Carl Canaa? That brother got a Carl Canaa short set. Button up to the neck.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name.
That dude said Vato Locos forever, huh? ShowBizz, they want to watch. Love you, boy. All right, we got to listen now. We got to listen. I'm doing some film study, and I see Canelo drop his hands a lot on his left hook. I think Bud can take advantage of that. Yes, sir. His name is Turki al-Sheikh. I thought it was Turki al-Sheikh, bro. People been saying Sheikh. That so we almost saying Teofimo Lopez's name wrong. We've been saying Sheikh wrong. First question. Y'all can't hear me?
Promote. What's it been like here in the biggest fight week in UFC every year, working with Dana White?
You can't hear me, or you can't hear.
You guys make us like look at we are competing, but no, I'm not. I always like Dana White. I like and I respect all the UFC fighters, and I think this we can show people if we are together, we can do big things. So I'm very glad to work with Dana White and obviously everybody involved in this big fight, Turki al-Sheikh, Netflix,
he said Dana
Nick Khan, everybody. So I'm glad to go with this guy. So I always like him, and he knows.
Similar question for Bud Crawford. You know, a lot of MMA fans, UFC fans, may not have ever seen you fight before, and they might tune in because Dana and the UFC are involved. So what has it been like maybe introducing yourself to a lot of MMA fans?
Say that again.
What's it like, you know, Dana, you got it.
They booing him because he can't hear, bro. Chill.
I don't think you did your research by saying a lot of MMA fighters haven't seen me fight before. I think that's wrong. I got a lot of fans, friends that's been in the UFC, MMA field, being that I got a wrestling background.
Okay.
When I'm at the UFC Performance Institute, I got so many UFC fans want to take pictures that know who I am. So I don't know where you got that from.
He just guessing that
One
you ain't
final
got
one for
fans,
Dana.
bro.
You know,
That's
for a
the
long
bullshit.
time, you've wanted to promote boxing. You've wanted to make a few changes. So I guess, what are you most excited for to introduce to boxing? Because this does kind of feel like a UFC.
My sound cut out. Still no sound? I can hear it.
You know, I always try to respect my opponents, and I think he don't did them.
They messing with it
because he really wanted to do. I think Turki told him, you need to do something.
You said good,
and he did. He did. And now before I respect his word, because he say, oh, I'm not gonna let somebody to tell me what I need to do. And he did. So, but you know me. Just, I respect everybody, but if you fuck with me, so it's gonna be different.
Oh!
Terrence, is that true? Did Turki ask you to spike?
Oh no, nobody. We know.
First and foremost, somebody was in the room saying that I was scared of them. So I stepped to him and showed him who was the boss of this fight. I ain't scared of shit.
Yo! I never say that. Your uncle say that, not me.
I ain't scared of shit, and you find that out. And as you see, the last press conference,
we'll see.
when I walked you down, when you were supposed to be the bigger man.
Yeah, hey, you say that because you're fighting with nobody, and you obviously look like you're a great fighter. But you find out September 13th, this is gonna be different for you.
And it's gonna be different from you as well.
As well.
Question for Canelo.
The last fighters that you fought, they ain't on my level. And
I fought everybody.
The last fighters you fought since 2002.
Mention me one. You mention me one elite fighter. Just one.
You.
Oh, me.
Look,
it's gonna be me.
I don't care about anybody else.
And you will see that.
You. So when I beat you, is you gonna be a nobody? When I stuff a mud hole in your ass, is you gonna be a nobody? You're gonna be just like everybody else. Watch. Same shit that everybody else been saying since I moved to 147. I ain't fought nobody. One of them stump a mud hole in their ass, and he gonna be next.
Question for Canelo Alvarez. You both are making history in this fight, and you've been in that spot before that Terrence is right now. You moved up to chase greatness. So how do you compare that spot to the one you're in now, where you're fighting the guy who is moving up to chase greatness?
I've been in his situation before, and I know, it's gonna be a good fight. Believe me, it's gonna be a good fight. I'm gonna bring my best. I know he's a good fighter, but this is just different. You know,
great fighter.
You see what happened when a good fighter jump up and his opponent is great fighter. So you're gonna find out.
So that means you're a good fighter, and B-Ball is a great fighter, right? Right? Is you a good fighter or a great fighter? Let me know.
I'm a great fighter.
So you got your ass whooped by a good fighter, right?
You're a good fighter.
I'm saying.
But I'm great.
Okay.
And question.
So every time you stepped up, you lost. Great fighter.
Oh!
I'm not.
Question for Terrence Crawford. You're daring to be great, like they say. So how do you approach not only fighting an opponent as credentialed as Canelo, but also moving up to chase greatness and dare to be great?
Listen, like I always said, I'm a big fan of Canelo. He's a great fighter, but I think I'm better. I think, everything that I have inside myself with the tools that I have, I'm capable of doing anything that I want in the ring. And come September 13th, I will become the first male 3-time undisputed champion of the world. Simple.
Get him, bud!
Who's got the next question? Go ahead.
What? Get him, Nello!
Heard the Superior screaming. What does it feel like to have an entire nation behind you for this fight?
La verdad es que me siento en este tipo de peleas, en peleas grandes. En el fin de semana de la independencia, para mí es un orgullo.
Is it back? The sound back? It's gone again? Oh, this is crazy. They're doing that. They're doing it to me, bro. They're doing it to me. My sound. Dude, something's up. Some YouTube is messing with it. Let me. How about now? How about now? How about now? ShowBizz, nothing but new boxing network. No, only me. Yeah, they worked on us.
Pelea, bueno,
They worked on us, bro. I can hear, but nothing really going down right now.
First of all, I have never seen him fight a full fight, like a complete fight. I really love what, and I respect a lot, and I admire. And
how about right now?
I have a lot of gratitude for fighters that take a little bit of my fighting and respect it. It's awesome to see other fighters like me. But let's see. As far as the fighting is, first things first. Let's worry about this now.
Good. Okay.
Go ahead, sir.
Question for Terrence to your left. There's a narrative that's built over the last few years that Canelo's best days may be behind him. Given that narrative that's emerged, do you think that you're going to get the credit if you do beat him?
I don't know. That's not a thing that I focus on. I just focus on what I need to focus on to get the job done. And so be it. If I get the credit, I get the credit. If I don't, as long as I got the victory.
Will that be frustrating?
It's out again. Y'all, yeah, y'all gonna have to, y'all. I don't know what to do. They doing something. Because I'm whitelisted for the zone, I'm not sure. So they're gonna make everybody cry. ShowBizz internet crash.
It's my job and my team's job to make sure that the experience, the live experience inside Allegiant Stadium is the best anybody's ever seen in combat sports. So that's our challenge going into this thing. And, you know, we did the Sphere in a short amount of time, so I guarantee you we'll pull this off too. Thanks. Go ahead.
Question for Canelo and Dana. Have you made up after Dana made you wait for that Kovalev fight all those years ago?
Fucking platform made me wait, but I get mad after that. No, about him. I never wait for anybody.
What was the question? We make up after what?
Did you make up after the Kovalev incident a couple of years ago, where you made him wait a few hours for his fight while you had a show in New York?
I don't think we ever had a beef about that. We've never. Listen, I've known Canelo for a while. We've never had a problem ever. Super nice guy. People are good people. Same with Crawford. It's a great situation because I actually really like both guys.
Another question for Canelo. Your old opponent, Julio Cesar Chavez Jr.
I'm using my phone, dog.
Do you have a prediction for that fight? How do you think it's going to go?
I hope Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. beat Jake Paul. My support is with Chavez Jr.
Thank you.
Go ahead.
Question for Dana. How did UNLV come to an agreement to secure this fight date on September 13th?
I have no clue.
And question for the fighters. How are excited for you to fight at Allegiant Stadium?
UNLV.
Oh, I'm very excited to fight there. You know, it's going to be the first fight in the stadium. And for me, it's always great to see so many Mexicans there cheering for me. So I'm glad to be involved in this fight.
I'm happy to stage the first mega fight at the Allegiant Stadium, and looking forward to, you know, all the big things that they do in the future with the sport of boxing and UFC.
Go ahead, sir.
Saúl, buenas tardes. Saúl, ahorita mencionaste, has peleado en septiembre muchísimas ocasiones. ¿Qué promesa le das a la afición mexicana para esta después de lo que pasó con Skull? ¿Cuál es la promesa para este 13 de septiembre por parte tuya?
So you've fought on September and that date and that around that weekend many times in your life. And what promise are you making to the crowd after the Skull fight?
Oh, de mi parte, lo que a mí me compete siempre es...
On my part, you always have a promise that I'm going to work hard and I'm going to give my best.
Can you hear it?
I'll tell you what, nothing's going to be left.
I don't know.
Everybody, nothing's going to be left out there. I'm going to give my best.
Ya por último, en lo que has analizado el estilo de Crawford ¿qué debilidades o qué momentos tú crees que puedes aprovechar de él?
And from you analyze it, from you studied from Crawford's style, what kind of loopholes and what kind of weaknesses do you see that you may be taking advantage of?
Mira, es muy difícil podértelo describir en este momento, ¿no? Tenemos todavía un tiempo para poder verlos. Lo que sí te digo es que un peleador como Crawford va a ser difícil verle debilidades, pero he peleado con todos los mejores. Entonces, tengo la experiencia de poder adaptarme a cualquier situación.
I'm going to tell you right now, it's really early in the process. We still have a lot of months still until for this fight, but it's going to be hard to find some weaknesses in Terence Crawford. Is a great fighter that he is, but I've fought the best, and I've always found weaknesses, and I've always been able to adapt to any situation.
Go ahead, sir.
I got one for Canelo, one for Bud. For Canelo, what's the difference between preparing for a bigger fighter like Bivol compared to a smaller fighter like Bud?
Oh, you need to gain weight when you move up, and it's complicated. Both parts is complicated. I mean, for my preparation for Crawford is gonna be different. Obviously, I need everything: speed, power, moves, everything. So it's gonna be different. My sparring partners, everything needs to be correct.
Facts.
Man, but will a win over Canelo put you ahead of Mayweather as the greatest boxer of this generation?
Listen, I leave the opinions to everybody else, but like I said, after this fight, when I defeat Canelo, I'm gonna be on Mount Rushmore. That's where I'm gonna be.
Go ahead, sir.
Hola Canelo, una pregunta para ti. Soy London de la Oreja de Coliflor desde Colombia. Hace unos días tuviste la rueda de prensa en New York con Dana y con Terence y pues comentaste este tema de que él no tiene un resumen de Elite Fighter comparado al tuyo, que has peleado con Triple G, con Floyd y con muchos otros. ¿Cómo tú posicionas esta pelea en un ranking si podrías así fácilmente con él?
So in this past weekend in New York, during the press conference over there, you actually mentioned that he didn't have that strong of a record, just like you, that fought Triple G, that fought other fighters that are really up in their level, like Mayweather. Where would you rank a fight against Terence Crawford in the ranking of your fights, if you could?
No, eso no quiere decir que no sea un buen peleador, ¿no? Que no haya enfrentado a un buen peleador, un elite fighter. No quiere decir que no sea un buen peleador, ¿no? Obviamente va a ser una de mis mejores victorias en mi carrera.
That does not mean he's not a great fighter. That doesn't mean he's not a good fighter just because of the fact that I mentioned that. But I'll tell you what, a win against him is going to be one of the best wins in my career.
Gracias. And quick question for Terence. Terence, well, the talks about him, about your resume, that you're not a elite fighter. After this fight, how would you rate yourself as a boxer in general?
Well, listen, you know what I mean? Like I said, a win over Canelo will put me on, Mount Rushmore. And I really believe that.
Thank you so much. Thanks.
Go ahead, ma'am.
This fight is named once in a lifetime event. There has been a lot of talk about who was your best win for both of you. This question is for both Saul and Terence. When you reflect on your career and all the victories you've achieved, is there one particular fight for both of you that stands out as the most meaningful and you said, damn, I did that with pride?
I would say for me, the most meaningful fight for me was becoming a world champion. But in the fans' eyes, my biggest moment was against Errol Spence.
Okay.
For me, I have many, but I think with Triple G is one of my biggest.
Go ahead, sir.
So I got two questions for Canelo Alvarez. The first one is, would you consider yourself to be the best Mexican fighter of all time?
No, I don't want to answer that question. I think my resume when I'm retired is going to talk, and I want to wait.
And the second question is, would you move up in weight to fight Bivol again?
Yeah, why not?
Go ahead, sir.
Question for Terence Crawford.
Bud, undisputed at 140, undisputed at 147. If you become undisputed at 168, where do you feel like you would rank in terms of the greatest fighters of all time?
Well, when I become undisputed, like I said, I'm gonna be on Mount Rushmore. I keep saying the same answer. I keep asking me the same thing in different ways. But like I said, a win over Canelo Alvarez to put me on Mount Rushmore, and I'm done with talking about it.
And just a quick one from Dana. Dana, where does this rank for you personally in terms of the biggest fights you've promoted or you've been involved with?
Yeah, I mean, obviously my first boxing fight ever. This is one of those fights that, again, Sheikh Turkey, Saudi Arabia, without them, these type of fights wouldn't happen. And these are the kind of fights that you'd be talking about in 10 years that you wish you would have been able to see. That's what this fight is. Thank you. Thank you. Go ahead, sir.
Miguel Maravilla with Fight News. Dana, how would you compare this event? You've promoted numerous MMA, UFC events, and now this boxing event.
What I always try to do, and I've always tried to do since day one, is put on the best fights with the best fighters in the world. And like I just said to that guy, this is one of those fights. He's moving up in weight, undefeated, all the things that these two have accomplished in their career. And the fact that anybody's even saying to Terrence Crawford, oh, does this mean it's fucking ridiculous. These are two of the baddest motherfuckers of all time, and they're going to face off at a higher weight class, and they're going to fight. And this is a once-in-a-lifetime fight.
Terrence, you made your big splash here in Vegas when you defeated Brady's Prescott. What's the difference now coming into this fight?
There's no difference. Brady's Prescott was supposed to be this big, strong power puncher with all the experience, just like Canelo. Being in the ring with great fighters like Amir Khan, knocked him out in the second round. So he had the resume, he had the fights. So that was years ago, though. I'm a totally different fighter now, and I'm going to prove it September 13th. You can believe me, you can doubt me, but September 13th, I assure you I'll be walking away with my hand rolled.
Saúl, ¿cómo comparas esta pelea a ambas peleas que has sostenido? Tu primera pelea contra José Miguel Cotto aquí en Las Vegas y ahora ya en el estadio de Allegiant.
So how do you compare this fight against your fight against Cotto and now in the Legion?
Totalmente diferente. Soy otro peleador con más experiencia, con más madurez arriba del cuadrilátero. Totalmente otro peleador. Obviamente he crecido muchísimo en todos los aspectos y la verdad que muy contento ver todo lo que he logrado durante todo este tiempo.
Very different. Listen, I'm a different fighter. I've evolved. I got experience. I got maturity. I feel like a different person on top of that ring. And I think very different from everything in every aspect.
Muchas gracias. Thank you.
All right, I think we got 3 more questions here. Go ahead. You're first.
Yeah, Steven Cureño, KO Art of Sports. My question's for Canelo. Recently on social media, a rumor came out that you rejected an offer from Elon Musk and Tesla to on a sponsorship based on just how ICE and Mexican your people.
I don't want to talk about that, buddy. We're talking about fights, but I always support my people.
And then question for Terrence: how do you make sure you're putting on the right weight to be effective at 168?
Well, do it look like I'm putting it on right or wrong? So we'll see. Come fight night, we're gonna see if I gas out or if I can't handle the pressure or what and what. Let's see.
Thank you.
Go ahead, ma'am.
Canelo, UFC ya tuvo 3 campeones mexicanos, Alexa Grasso, Jair Rodríguez y Brandon Moreno, quienes han sido grandes exponentes con el striking. ¿Qué características crees que comparten tanto los peleadores como los boxeadores mexicanos como tú?
Canelo, there have been 3 Mexican champions in the UFC, Brandon Moreno, Alexa Grasso, and Yair Rodriguez. And how do you compare their styles, and what do you think they pull from boxing, from Mexican boxing into the MMA world?
Es muy fácil esa pregunta. Somos mexicanos.
The answer is very easy. We're Mexican.
This is the last one. Go ahead, sir.
Hello, question for Canelo. Who would you rather fight, Mike Tyson or Jake Paul?
I should have made it 2 more questions.
I got another one.
Oh, we can't wait.
Say the next one, please.
All right. As a content creator and fan of boxing, what do you think? Should content creators get out of boxing?
Los creadores de contenido tienen que salir de boxeo.
What's the question?
Who should content creators get out of boxing?
Yeah, I'm asking, should content creators...
Listen, there's always going to be fights that people want to see, whether it's content creators or whoever else. I really don't give a shit, one way or the other.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Good fight, guys.
Thank you, guys. We're going to rip this stuff out of here, do the face-off, and then the UFC weigh-ins will be next. Thanks for coming out.
Okay. I can't wait for the face-off. Okay, now listen. I wasn't talking because I noticed that when I spoke, somehow I blew out the sound. Pause. Right? So I was like, let me see if I be quiet if the sound doesn't. You get what I'm saying? So we're going to wait on the face-off. But obviously, Terrence Bud Crawford won the press conference so far. Obviously, okay, because he has a better gift of gab. He brought his A game. He made great points about, well, I guess Bivol was great and you were good, huh? Just great, fantastic points. He did what he had to do to try to get under Canelo Alvarez's skin to the point where Canelo Alvarez actually stopped talking and put the mic down. So Crawford can talk better than Canelo. He has a better grasp of the English language on top. And plus, he brought his heel game to the table. So he outperformed Canelo, period. And as far as mic skill, he just outperformed him. And you know, Canelo, he doesn't like that shit. He ended up getting quiet when people start talking a lot. All right, Canelo got quiet. Crawford did his damn job. I mean, big ups to Crawford. I think Crawford did his damn job. To be real. Hold on. Here we go.
You gonna let's go Canelo! Viva Mexico!
Yeah. Yes. No. There you go. Yeah, Nello. There you go. Yeah. There you go, Crawford. Flex on it. Yeah. Be the hill. Yeah. NWO. Yeah. New world order. Yeah. Be the hill, bro. It is what it is. They don't like you. So be the hill. Yeah. And then he got the belts. Hold on. We ain't done yet. Crawford still
Well,
working.
the intensity has officially been ratcheted up a notch.
I love when
from New York
Crawford's
City
like
to
that.
Las Vegas.
Okay.
Welcome back to the broadcast
All right,
position here.
Let's talk.
As we continue press conference best.
Let's talk. I think Omaha stand up 402 baby, bye. And for the other comments, let's talk, y'all. We got some time. To talk. All right. Let's talk about this. I couldn't get to the super chats because I just didn't want to mess up the stream worse than it was already messed up. But I knew that we were going to talk afterwards, and there was going to be, I'm going to create value for you guys to even hang in there and be patient like you did. I'm sorry for whatever happened with the audio, but I hope you guys got enough out the press conference. And a few of you guys left. You guys made sure that you guys got what, at the press conference. Everybody hit the like. Thank you. Thank you so much for appreciating it. I did my very best. Sorry if I blamed DAZN or YouTube. It was neither one of them. Something was up with when I talked through the mic. I think my computer was trying to prioritize one or over the other, and it kind of, so I got to figure that out. All right. It never happened before, so I'm not used to that. But let's talk. Now, I know I saw a lot of you guys saying talking doesn't win fights. All right. We got it, Biz. Love you, chick. Love you, boy. It's all good, Biz. Love you, boy. Listen, I know a lot of you guys said talking doesn't win fights, but understand my words. I said who won the press conference. I want everybody to understand. I think enough of you, I think 80% of you understand. The bottom 20%. You can win the press conference and lose a fight, but we're just doing it one step at a time. You guys know I've often said this, because I said somebody won the weigh-in doesn't mean they won the fight. Because I think somebody won a press conference doesn't mean they won the fight. So for each show, each event, for that event, Terrence Crawford won the press conference. He won the press conference, bro. Someone said Bud looked like he pulled up in a Buick. That brother looked clean, okay? Now, listen. It worked for Tank. You did. It definitely did. I mean, okay. Well, we can say this, all right? But we're so many months out from September. The closer you get to the fight, that's when shit like that works, all right? When you push somebody and stuff like that. But understand, okay? Everything means something. And I've tried to get this point across, but a lot of people don't understand it. And I want to ask you guys this. Let me see, so we can all be on the same page. Biz, you think Bud will retire if he loses? Yeah, if there's nothing, if a rematch isn't on the table, I think he's going to retire. So listen, I think even if he wins, he may retire. You know what I'm saying? Regardless, it's going to be a hard fight for Bud Crawford. It ain't going to be an easy fight for Bud Crawford. All right, even if he wins, it's not going to be an easy fight. So listen, I hope you guys understand that everything means something. Now, there's a lot of you who've never been in an altercation before, so I want you guys to understand this. Even before you fight, the hooping and hollering means something. Let's go then. Then let's go. The talking means something, because you're talking yourself up, getting your adrenaline up to be ready to throw your hands or take some shots or get over the fear and the anxiety, or use the anxiety for you. All right. And you also trying to intimidate the other and maybe read their body language to see when they relax, so you can sucker punch them, or to see how, if they're trembling or if they're faking it. There's a lot you're trying to do when you're about to go into war with somebody. To be out now, there's a lot. I've seen it in comments. Let me know if there's a lot of people who don't know much about altercations, but it's true. When they're talking on the mic, there is stuff. They are going to fight. So whatever Bud Crawford is saying, Canelo can be using as fuel and motivation too. So you can win the press conference and it can benefit the other person still. All right. Canelo Alvarez was seriously irritated. Okay. Now Bud knows that I can irritate him. So let me pick on him. Let me pick on the crowd. Let me be this heel. The thing is, it may work against him. We will know September 13th, or it may work for him. Let me see. Can hit Canelo with the equilibrium shot. He hit Arrow with behind the ear. He said it in the post fight. Yeah. So Crawford can be Neo from the Matrix. Absolutely. Face off. Canelo put him in his place. Even laughed at him. Bud didn't dare try getting close like last time. Well, he was told not to for sure. Because they already did it. He could have stood 10 toes down, called Bud bluff. Well, listen, Canelo ain't about that. Let me see. Canelo couldn't move Crawford when he shoved him. Okay, because he really tried to push him. So he tried his best and couldn't move him, right? Some of you guys got to really think. But here's the thing. He could move him if he pushed him, he would have moved him. All right. So I need you guys to think. But with that said, as far as this stare down right now, all right, who won the stare down? Crawford kept laughing. He stared him down. They had a hard stare down. Then he laughed again. Okay. Now, some people may see that as nervous energy. I don't. I think he's in a mode. I think Bud Crawford is in the zone. I think he found who he is for this fight. He got in the zone. He found out the first press conference, he tried to be quiet Crawford and tried to be, hey, you know, it is what it is. You know what I mean? I'm gonna beat him, and you know, I'm not about to talk. And he changed, right? I've seen Crawford do that before. I saw Crawford like that with Sean Porter. He was talking shit to Sean Porter and his father. And I saw Crawford like that in the weigh-in and the last press conference for Errol Spence. And in the weigh-in, the weigh-in when he came up and he was rapping and he had all this personality, it's like Crawford can dig into that pretty quick. I think that's who he is actually as a person. Let me see. Bud looks big right now. He does. He hasn't lost weight yet. Yeah, he said he hasn't started training yet. But so that's not close. That's not close to his fighting weight. All right. But Canelo Alvarez said, be truthful. They told you to turn it up for the second press conference. Now let's go back because let's see if we could go back to that part. Let's see if we can go back to that part. And maybe we can hear it this time. Because he said, let's be truthful. They told you. And Crawford said, well, some people said that I was looking scared. Hold on. Okay, right here. He said, nobody's going to tell me what I need to do. And he said, but Crawford did because his uncle told him what to do. And he did it. Hold on. Hopefully you can hear it.
Respect my opponents. And I think he don't did them because he really wanted to do. I think Turki Al-Ashi told him, you need to do something. And he did. And now before I respect his word because he say, oh, I'm not gonna let somebody to tell me what I need to do. And he did. So, but you know me. I respect everybody, but if you fuck with me, so it's gonna be different.
Terrence, is that true? Did Turki Al-Sheikh ask you to spice things up?
Turkey didn't ask me to do nothing. I didn't touch him.
You know.
Listen.
Hey, we know, buddy. We know.
First and foremost, somebody was in the room saying that I was scared of them. So I stepped to him and showed him who was the boss of this fight. I ain't scared of shit.
Hey.
Okay, now that's it right there. Listen, you can't tell. That was the war room working. Break all that down. That was the war room working. Can you give the war room? That was the war room working because we went viral on 3-4. We went viral on TikTok, Instagram, X, and we went viral on YouTube. That was us working. Yes, that was the war room working. Now, I know he heard it himself.
And he said, somebody in the room said that I was scared. I ain't scared of shit. Listen, that's all we wanted. That's all we wanted to see. And Crawford meant that. Look at his face. Look at his face. It's the boxing revolution. Look at his face. He said, I ain't scared of shit. Right there wasn't the heel. It wasn't the hero. That's Bud Crawford. Now, he meant that from the bottom of his gut. He meant that. I ain't scared of shit. That's all I needed. That 0.2 seconds right there. Now, here's the thing. Here's the thing. Canelo Alvarez said, nah, we know. Canelo's right. The way Canelo said that, he know what he heard. They told him to step it up. But my thing is, Bud Crawford was going to step it up anyway. You get what I'm trying to say? His Excellency Turki Al-Sheikh, you know, some people who was a part of the team heard the war room say he looked scared. They went to tell him, but Bud was going to do it anyway. You get what I'm trying? Fact. So both is true. From what I got from that, both is true. Canelo like, we know. You're right. Canelo did know this. He did find this out. But Crawford was going to do it anyway. You get what I'm saying? That's all. Like, it's never just one thing. It's never just one thing. It's both. It's both. That's why Crawford looked at him and said, hey, somebody in the room said I was scared. I ain't scared of shit. That's all I need to know. That's all listen, if the moment got too big for him for that press conference for a quick second, or if he was tired, or if he wasn't quite himself, he ain't showing that ever again. That's the competitive spirit of Crawford. So when y'all say you can't get nothing from the press conference, you can. That means in the damn fight, if Canelo gets something on Crawford, Crawford's going to turn it up. You want to know how I know? Because when Gamboa rocked Crawford, Crawford knocked him out that same round. When they told Crawford that Sean Porter was up, he dropped him twice at the end of the fight that round. When they told Crawford, hey, your gloves are busted against David Evanesian, and they checked his gloves, he knew that the fight can end, and he went out there and he knocked out David Evans like maybe 20 seconds later. When things turn up on Bud, Bud turns up. I keep telling you guys he's a fighter, bro. And my thing is this. When he turns up, he's going up against another lion. That's where the rubber meets the road. Where everyone else folded, Canelo isn't. Because Canelo isn't Prescott. Like he said, it's just like, no, he's not. This guy has fought Floyd, Mosley, Cotto, Khan, Kovalev, Triple G 3 times, Bivol. This guy fought Lara, Trout. This guy fought Billy Joe Saunders, Caleb Plant, Jamel Charlo. He fought him big and he fought him small and everything in between. Hard punchers, extremely skillful, and skillful along with hard punchers. Canelo Alvarez fought them all. If he was looking up, if he was looking straight across, if he was the old one, if he was the young one, he fought them all, bro. So when Crawford turns up on Canelo, Canelo's going to turn up right back. And that's the beauty of the best versus the best. Because only then, that's when you get that. When you get that. That's the only time you get that. Is when the best fight the best. That's the only time you get that. When Mike Tyson uppercut Holyfield, boom. Holyfield did not cower. He took the uppercut and he stepped right back. It was like, holy shit, this is different. Muhammad Ali shooting a jab, bent 1, 2, boom, 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 talking shit to Frazier, and Frazier kept dipping and kept swinging with skill, power, accuracy, and a game plan. It's like, holy shit. That's when it's beautiful.
That's when it's beautiful, bro. When Hearns hit Sugar Ray Leonard with the right hand and he doesn't go anywhere. That's when it's beautiful, bro. And that's what's going to happen. That's what's going to happen. Okay, hold on. I got a racist comment. I don't know why boxing bring out so much ugliness, but it doesn't have to be that way, because it's not the black race versus the Mexican race. It's not the Mexican race versus the black race. It's Canelo versus Crawford. You have nothing to do with it. I want all y'all to know that. If Crawford wins, the black race didn't win. If Canelo wins, the Mexican race didn't win. Canelo won. He's getting to the bag. It's going to be his money, and he spend it with his family. You ain't getting none of it. You still going to go to work and be regular, and the day going to still pass. It's going to be Sunday the next day. Same thing if Crawford wins. Hey, John Doe, chill out, or you can come to Omaha and find out. See, all that shit is ridiculous. It's immature and it's stupid. Let me see. Thank you, Biz. I'm saying, brother, hit the Tyson bell. It's immature and it's stupid. Canelo didn't even want to talk about what's going on with the politics. So it's definitely not a people versus people thing. It's Canelo versus Bud. It has nothing to do with you. And y'all fighting in the comments looking like some damn animals. Looking dumb as shit. Grow up. Some of y'all are parents. Grow up. All right? Hit the Tyson bell. But that's the beauty of it. That's the beauty of it. I'm going to say, you feel what I'm saying, Tim? I'm going to say this. And I mean this, okay? Canelo Alvarez, to me, has the advantage when it comes to defense. He's the better defensive fighter than Crawford. And Crawford is the better offensive fighter. And I'm going to tell you, a lot of times, it's hard to tell. Let me break down what I mean. Crawford is a better offensive fighter because he could throw a higher variety of punches. And he throws them at longer combinations. The thing is, you will think that he's slick because he uses his feet to do it. He uses his athleticism to do it. His defense opens up his offense, right? But it's his offense that he's really trying to be offensive. You get what I'm trying to say? So it's just he's bam, 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 boom, boom, boom. Yo, boy, Sugar Ray Robinson. I keep comparing him to Sugar Ray Robinson on that, right? Manny Pacquiao was like that. Manny Pacquiao feet opened up his offense. Manny Pacquiao was, bouncing around, great footwork and all, and great angles, but really all that did was open up his offense. You get what I'm saying? Canelo Alvarez, that's why Crawford gets hit flush more than Canelo. If you look at Crawford and Canelo be taking steam off the punches and moving his head, and his guard is actually better. Crawford gets caught in an exchange more than Canelo because he's more offensive than Canelo is. Canelo is more defensive and wear you out, hit you with a hard shot, and you know what I'm saying? One punch at a time, counter shot, lead left hook and stuff like that. Canelo is actually the defensive fighter. When it comes to slick, Canelo is the slicker fighter, while Crawford is the offensive guy. The problem is Canelo is the puncher. That's the problem. That's where the rubber meets the road. Let me see. Love how you hand shit, sir. Salute, Connor. Love you, boy. I like both fighters. Let the best man win. 100%. I mean, this is really getting disgusting. Let me see. Their fighting personalities will be the reason this ends up being a classic two dogs fighting for one meal. I think Crawford gets dropped. This is how I see the fight ending. But mean like Leonard. Yep. This is how I see the fight ending. I see Crawford down and having a hard time getting up. Like Roy Jones versus Tarver, like Devin Haney versus Ryan Garcia. You know that moment when the shoulder down and they're trying to stand up and they're looking kind of weird and they just can't get their bearings right? I think that's Crawford. I think he's going to drop and he's going to be trying to get up, and I think he's going to stumble and they're going to wave it. I think he gets to his feet and he's just not right and they wave it off. And he just like, and I think after the fight, he say he was a good fighter. You know, I tried, you know, my best to do something great. It's going to be one of those speeches. And Canelo's going to be like, yeah, he's a good fighter. He didn't run and he put on a good fight. And that's what I respect. It's going to be one of those. It's going to be one of those, bro. It's going to be one of those because I think for me, hell no. Okay. But my thing is, how does Crawford win? You drunk as hell. I'm sorry for making you so upset. All right. We just think differently. It doesn't mean that I'm drunk or dumb or anything. We just think differently. I just want to know real quick, just to let y'all know how I'm thinking. How does Crawford win? Fight like Bivol. But he's coming from 147. Bivol's a light heavyweight. That it wasn't the X's and O's that beat Canelo. It wasn't mimicking Bivol. Number one, Crawford is his own person. He ain't Bivol. But number two, Bivol's a light heavyweight. So there's a lot of stuff that comes with that. The durability, all right? The heavy hands. So he can't be a welterweight becoming Bivol. All right. So let's just be realistic. I can see that because of the weight, but Bud will box, bro. Okay. So the best non-biased analyst, I'm lit for this fight. Love you, boy. Okay, Bud will box. You can say that, but that's not enough. You get what I'm saying, Charles? Okay, how does Canelo win? He box. What analyst can respond to that? I think Canelo beats Crawford because he boxed, bro. That's not even, you get what I'm saying? Oh, let me see. If Canelo wins, are people suddenly going to say that this was a dumb fight? Of course. I'm not sure people are going to give Canelo credit for this at all. No, they won't. You know, there's going to be some people like myself who will, but Canelo Alvarez taking on a 38-year-old welterweight. It's listen, a steady jab and distance. Bivol and Floyd beats Canelo. So he's going to be a mixture between Bivol and Floyd. Okay. So the 2 times Canelo lost, that's exactly what Bud's going to be. Okay, fine. That's your answer. Was okay. Bud Crawford, to me, is so weird for me right now because Bud Crawford beat Spence. So when beating Spence, people's brain got flipped upside down. Bud Crawford is exactly what the type of opponent people criticize Canelo for. That's why I'm so impressed by how many people think I'm drunk and that Bud is going to win. You criticize Canelo for fighting fighters past their prime and small. That's exactly what Crawford is. And he beats those guys all the time. He beats the Cottos. He beats the Mosleys. He beats the Khans. He beats those guys all the time. But this time, y'all say Bud is going to do it. That's why if Canelo wins, it's going to be the same criticism. Bud was small and old. He beats that guy all the time. Biz, you nailed that fight down to the T. I believe it could end just like you said. Yep, Canelo's seen everything Bud hasn't. It's levels. Well, but Bud is different. That's just too arbitrary of a that means nothing to me. That's just when okay, I don't know. James Kirkland's different. I mean, it means nothing to me. He's different. He's unlike any fighter who has ever breathed oxygen. That's just not realistic to me, especially if I'm going to put 20 G's down. I'm asking you guys to come up with something. Okay, let me help you out on how to analyze. All right. If you are on this side of the camera, let me see. Bud got to go somewhere he's never been to win. That's what I'm saying. How he does that, I don't know. It's hard, but but possible, very much. I love Crawford. Don't get me wrong, but people trying to compare Bivol to Crawford is nuts. It's the dumbest thing in the world. That lets you know how much people don't know about boxing. Bivol's resume and style completely different to Buzz. People don't. Matt, I'm talking to a bunch of people who don't know boxing. Okay, but that's cool. But what I want to say is, what fight did Crawford have to make you say this is the performance he's going to have on Canelo? Because Canelo and this op are alike. This is what I want to know. Bud has the length for a jab. Okay, he outboxed Khan and showed he was faster. Khan was outboxing Nello, and I see that speed and distance frustrating Nello. Okay. The fact that we're using Khan means Canelo wins. If you use Khan, that lets you know what one punch would do to a very small guy. So the Khan example means Canelo wins. Crawford fighting an old ass Khan who Canelo already wrecked. That's just not a good example. But if you're going to use that, that means Canelo wins. Is there any other Canelo fight that you can compare this fight to? Maybe similar to Caleb Plant fight results? Yeah. This is how I like it. How I like the, hold on, let me see. People forgot Nello been like that for real. They ain't forget. They just don't. They just prefer Bud. You know, after Bud beat Spence, they think he could beat everybody ever. Really. That's how much respect Spence must have, though. But here's the thing. When you said who has Canelo fought, you know, maybe like a Caleb Plant, I look at it like I look at Muhammad Ali versus Mike Tyson fantasy fight. When it's like, who has Muhammad Ali fought that's like Mike Tyson? And I say, well, he fought the peekaboo style, Floyd Patterson. Floyd Patterson isn't Mike. I know. But what I'm saying is he fought the peekaboo style like Floyd Patterson. Hold on. He fought the peekaboo style like Floyd Patterson. He fought a shorter slugger like Frazier. He fought one of the hardest punchers in the world in Foreman. On top of that, an intimidating fighter like Foreman. And he did it before against an intimidating hard puncher like Sonny Liston. So he's fought this collect, and they're great fighters. Foreman is an all-time great fighter. So is Frazier. So he fought this collective that makes me kind of understand that, okay, whatever Mike Tyson is bringing, Muhammad Ali isn't going to be shell-shocked. So that's how I feel about this fight. Crawford. Canelo has fought the best of the best in Floyd Mayweather. All right. He also fought another slick fighter in Lara. He's fought Bivol, fantastic fighter. He fought Khan, quick hand, shorter guy. He fought Cotto, you know, older guy, shorter guy, you know, I mean, smaller guy, older guy, but an excellent all-time great fighter. So he has a collective. He fought Caleb Plant, slick fighter, taller, rangy, quick hands, sweet hands. Plant, good footwork, can box very well, but he was bigger. So he's fought a collective of guys. He fought Triple G, fantastic jab, hard punch, high IQ, all-time great fighter. And he fought him 3 times. He fought Kovalev, one of the best jabs ever, right? So he fought great jabs. So you put this together, it makes me feel that there's nothing that Crawford's going to bring that's going to throw Canelo off. It's just that, is Crawford going to beat him? As far as what Canelo's bringing to Crawford, I've never seen Crawford fight at 168. That's one. And number 2, I've never seen him fight anybody close to Nello, ever. So that's why I'm leaning towards Canelo. And you have to go more off of hope and a prayer for Bud than you do Nello. Let me see. Bivol beat Nello because of his size and boxing. He was pushing Nello with his jab. Bud ain't bigger and he ain't no damn brother. But that's okay. That's how their brain works. It's cool. It's cool. I mean, but that's their reasoning. They think Crawford is Floyd and Bivol. Canelo gets a bad cut, but wins. So You put money on the probability of him getting cut and stopped off of cuts. I mean, that's any fight at this point. I mean, Crawford going to be fighting southpaw. Canelo going to be fighting orthodox. They both can bang heads, and Crawford can get cut. I mean, that's some ridiculous shit. He should have fought David if he wanted credit. That's not the fight that's happening, so it doesn't matter. Let me see. We're talking about the fight that's happening. Let me see. Kell Brook was bigger, stronger. Bud killed him. So Kell Brook is who you compare to Canelo, not just being bigger and stronger. I'm talking about abilities. Y'all say skill pays the bills. I'm talking about abilities. You think the Kell Brook that Bud Crawford fought is a good comparison to Canelo? Fine. All right. Let me see. I just want to make sure that's your reasoning. I'm putting 10K on Bud. He just one of them fighters. I have to actually see him lose to believe it. Okay. And that speech you said, I can't see him being humble and saying them words. He will figure it out. I can't see him being humble and saying them words. Oh, I could. Oh, yeah. I could see him saying those words. If he lose, yeah. Crawford. He just said he has 70. He's 70% sure that he wins. Right, Crawford get to he'll be fine. Let me see. Canelo has no cardio or footwork. Okay, Canelo fights that go the distance. Okay, so he has no cardio, but he goes the distance. He looks bad. But he wins most of his fights that go the distance. So he only lost 2 fights that went to distance. Bud can win on points if judges aren't paid. Okay, but how in the past 11 years, how many times has Bud gone the distance? So you're looking at one person who always go the distance and win by decision. And then Crawford, who barely ever goes the distance. Fought Madrimov at 154, and the time he went the distance, it was 115, 113 against who? Madrimov. The same guy that Ortiz whipped. And that is you saying that it's Canelo who struggles going the distance, and Crawford won't struggle going the distance at 38, at 168, when he barely goes the distance. And when he did, the one time in 11 years, it was against Madrimov, and it was 115, 113. Cool. Let me see. Lupe, happy Snack History Month, brother. Let me see. But you mistaken, sir. UFC fans know me very well. UFC, we all know who Kendrick. That was funny because HLD. That's right. He was in a building and they said Kendrick Lamar. Flex on him. I'm not a Bud or Nello fanboy. But is there a possibility that Bud shrugs off Nello's power? I don't think it would behoove him to be shrugging off his power. How he did Spence. No, I don't think Spence come close to Canelo's power. Not when he no. I'm still catching up on your live from earlier, so I'll have to watch this live from the beginning as well. Thanks, brother. Crawford, exceptional footwork, lateral movement, and ability to switch stance, combined with his counter, would disrupt Canelo's rhythm and power. Fine. Truthfully, both of them are great, and I like them both. How I see the fight going is a hard strategic fight with Canelo winning by split decision. Okay. Do you think Crawford is a little nervous? This being his biggest fight of his career on the biggest stage. Yeah, I think he should be. I think Crawford's a little nervous, and he should be. This is humongous, man. Yeah, I mean, there's too many unknowns, right? The fans are sure because the fans only got to do the work. Y'all going to be drinking liquor and kicking it and smoking and hanging out with your friends as this man got to do the work. So, of course, you're sitting there like, yeah, man, Crawford going to switch stance and beat him and keep him off balance. But really, you ain't got to do the work. Crawford never fought at 168. He never fought anybody as great as Canelo, and he's 38 years. He knows how his body feels. He knows what's up. So there's too many question marks. There's too many question marks. Of course, he's a bit nervous. He's going to have to figure, he's going to go in there and he's going to figure some stuff out, right? And I think he should be. He should be nervous. Let me see. What was BBQ for fight night, bro? What we BBQ for fight night? Oh, what do we? Ribs. because somebody ribs getting cooked. Hey, Bud barely beat Madrimov. I had a 7-5 Madrimov, honestly. I don't see anything that Bud does that'll bother Canelo by stoppage. The thing is, Bud doesn't run. So I think Canelo's going to be hitting him flush. What do you think Bud's game plan should be? I've said that a million times. I'm rooting for him, but Canelo a dog. He gotta keep Canelo in the center and resetting by jabbing him to the waist, and then everything else. It's going to be tough, man. No matter it's not an no matter what. It's just Canelo's a great fighter at 168. We don't have to give up anything. No rehydration clause. No, he just chilling. Canelo got if there was a rehydration clause and stuff like that, I'll be thinking a little bit better. Canelo got hit 170 times upside the head against Jaime Munguia. Bud got hit a total of 80 times in his tough Madrimov fight. Okay, Canelo will have a rough time with a sharp counter puncher like Bud. Well, if Canelo hits Bud 80 times, it's over with. If Canelo hits Crawford, if Bud hits Canelo 170 times, he's still standing. If Canelo throws 400 plus punches like he did against Munguia and Berlanga, it's going to be a tough night for a Bud. That's the thing that I don't get. I've been looking at Canelo being busy and going the distance against big guys, all right, who try to weigh on him and everything. And I don't get the fact that him going the distance is in question and not Crawford. That part is really messing with me. I don't know why, but by stoppage. There you go. Canelo champ rounds might be stoppage. I just haven't seen Canelo punch on a guy his height in a very long time. And I think what we're doing is comparing Canelo punching 200-pound men to Crawford punching welterweights. And I think our brains in the war room is having a hard time knowing that that's different. I'm going to be honest. I think there is a huge misunderstanding and disconnect between what you see Crawford doing against guys at welterweight and what Canelo doing against guys at super middleweight and light heavyweight. And I think that if you're going to lean in who has the advantage in that, you will lean towards the bigger guy. Another thing is, I'm talking skill. Crawford is better than Canelo. It's just heavy. My thing is, skill-wise, they're close. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying, bro. Hey, Biz, do you think Bud is going to do you like he did to Ellie Setback after Bud beat Spence in a post-fight interview? I don't give a shit. But my job is to talk to y'all about the fight. Listen. When you look at, hell no, I understand. When you look at Crawford and Canelo today, and you look at that stare down, all right? Look at it's not close. I understand. No, they're not. I understand. I do understand. Hold on. I just want you guys to check something out. I want you guys to check something out real quick so y'all can understand where I'm coming from with this. I want you guys to check something out. Hold on real fast. Hold on real fast. And then I'm about to go. All right. So you guys can catch the fights. Hold on real quick. I'm about to fast forward this a little bit. All right. Hold on. Okay. Okay, I want y'all to check something out. All right. And I know what y'all saying. There's no way that they're even close in skill. I want y'all to understand something here. I want you to look at that. I want you to look at that. The talent gap between them isn't large, plus Canelo's bigger. I want you to look at that. Could this be Fury versus Usyk, strength versus skill? Okay, I'm listening. Who's bigger? Who's bigger? Are they close? Canelo's bigger? Is he way bigger, or are they close? Are they way big? Look at them. Eyeball them. Eyeball them. They're close, ain't they? Canelo ain't way bigger, is he? Look at him. They're very close. No. Y'all gonna say y'all listening, but then say it doesn't matter. Just listen. Close, but Canelo. I just want to know if everybody's eyes operate the same. I want to know if everybody's eyes operate the same. They're very close, right? On the other hand, Crawford could pull off the fight of his career and outpoint Canelo to win by decision. Yes, he can. He's wider, you can tell. Look at him. Obviously, they're close, right? They're close. Yeah, even if Canelo chin a little bigger, maybe a little wider, they're close though, right? Don't forget, he can wrestle, right? Okay, here's my thing. Yes, they're close. But one guy fought Caleb Plant, Bivol. You get what I'm saying? Kovalev, Triple G. When I bring up skill, you have to understand what I'm saying. It takes skill to be pretty much Terrence Crawford and fighting Bivol, Plant, Triple G and shit. Y'all act like this dude, Canelo, ain't doing it with skill, bruh. Y'all act like he ain't fighting Jamel Cho. He's doing it with skill, bruh. Instead of what we got to do is look at it. I know you tried. Let's not give any leverage because I want everybody to just believe that Bud wins. Okay, Bud wins, and he's going to win by KO, stop him by cuts, and he's going to win by decision at the same time. But what I want you to understand, that looking at Canelo, stop. The dude got skill. You cannot be like that while one guy is fighting welterweights, the other guy is fighting light heavyweights. Give him his love on the skill, bruh. Because if y'all think that Canelo is the incredible Hulk at 168 with no skill, you are silly as shit. You haven't watched one fight. You haven't watched one. If you see that little guy and you say that he's fighting them all by being a brute, then you're dumb as hell. And you should never watch boxing again. That's what I'm saying. You're looking at a fight with two very skillful fighters. You got to have merit You got to have respect and you got to have integrity to be able to even recognize what you're looking at in that face-off. It takes a fanboy, beta mentality, and people who don't accomplish much at all to look at one or the other and think low about either one of them. Those two are all-time great fighters because they do all-time great shit. Respect what it is. Respect what it is. And the biggest thing, hold on, let me see. I just can't wait till the morning after. Yeah, me too. I can't wait for the fight. And the biggest thing is that why am I leaning towards Canelo? Because I know they both are great. I'm leaning towards Canelo because everything is in his favor. And on top of that, he is the more experienced fighter with a far greater resume. Far greater. You got two highly skilled, all-time great fighters. There's no debating that. Except for one is jumping up 2 to 3 weight classes. 2 to 3 because he only fought once at 54. One is jumping up practically 3 weight classes and 38 with a worse resume and who hasn't fought in over a year, while the other one just fought, younger, fighting at his weight class without a rehydration clause. What I'm doing is they both got high skill. And now I'm just using my boxing common sense to say who wins. My boxing common sense to say who wins. I think Canelo probably even have more IQ than Crawford, but the Bud Buddies think Crawford IQ is unmatched. He could definitely have higher IQ because he has more experience. But my thing is this: Bud is going to win. I understand this. But understand that not even Bud thought this fight was possible after he beat Spence, because he said we're in 2 totally different weight classes and it doesn't make sense. Bud said that. Bud said that. And when Bud beat Sean Porter, none of y'all thought that he would beat Canelo. Understand that y'all are only saying it because Errol Spence. And for me, Errol Spence is good, but he ain't that damn good. Let me see. People are saying Crawford is faster. We don't know that. He'll look like at 160. Canelo has faster reflexes, punching harder, has better defense, and has fought the bigger, better guys. My thing is, you crazy. Somebody crazy. Canelo has never even been knocked down. Never even been knocked down. My thing is, when it comes to the speed, Bud is already training. My friend saw Canelo win. Yeah, Bud is training. Yes, he should. He's training. But my thing is, when it comes to how I see it, Crawford would probably have the speed advantage. But it's not going to be as big as y'all think. He doesn't have Floyd Mayweather hand speed or Pacquiao's. Crawford was never seen as having the fastest hands ever. He doesn't have Leonard hands. So you're talking about a guy with good hand speed, especially with him being a smaller guy, but fighting at 168. So he will slow down a bit. He's going to have a speed advantage probably, but not by much. Not by much. Not by much. Errol was super good until Bud knocked him out. There you go. There you go. Let me see. I have faith in what my eyes see. Bud will win. Okay, good. So you saw Bud against welterweights and say he'll win at super middleweight. Okay. I mean, honestly, to be honest, I'm about to go. Is there any way for Bud to bring a gun in the ring? Funny. I'm about to go. But what I'm going to say is basically what Bud Crawford fans are saying. And it's not me versus Bud Crawford fans, all right? Because I want Bud to win the fight. But basically what Bud Crawford fans are saying is that everything we know about boxing doesn't count when it comes to Bud Crawford. That's what that means. Father Time isn't undefeated when it comes to Bud Crawford. Weight classes doesn't matter when it comes to Bud Crawford. That's what that means, bro. Everything that matters in boxing matters to every fighter but Bud Crawford. That's the Black Two Sugars. I've heard Tank Davis fans say, hey, Tank said that he's uncomfortable at 140. You don't want him uncomfortable. It's because they know that weight classes matter, which was one of the softest things I ever heard in my life. Let me see. Part of the reason Bud beat Spence was him taking David Amnesian fight first. Gave him a rhythm before the fight. To not do against Canelo is crazy. Yeah, but listen, the only thing we can't use Spence with Crawford fans. The only thing you can say about Spence is he was an all-time great fighter and at his best when Crawford beat him. So he beat the best Spence there was. That's the only thing you can really say. And you just got to measure it that way. I've seen Bud rocked by much lesser fighters. Yeah, Gamboa. I don't think Mean Machine. I don't think he has a chance. I've seen Bud rocked by much less. I don't think he has a chance. I know. Bud's going to have to keep giving angles and making him reset. Yep. Bud's going to have to control the distance. Bud's going to have to be careful the first 6 rounds. We don't know Bud's punch tolerance. Make him reset. It's going to be rough. Oh, God, it's going to be rough. And I'm not talking about the punches to Bud's face either. I'm talking about to his shoulders and arms. Nello has gone the distance for the last 4 years. Plenty of rounds for fans to analyze the skill set. Also, I think Nello is more compact. Limbs and torso are wider. Yeah. Durability would help him late in the rounds. Agreed. That's a breakdown. You didn't say a damn lie, Biz. I have big eyes too. I can't imagine or see with my big eyes Bud beating Nello. Act foolish. If you want. As you say, everything is in Nello's side. The weight, age, I'm age, etc. Yeah, experience. Yeah. Brother. So listen, and I'm going to end with this. Basically, what it is rational boxing logic versus X factor. Bud is just great. Now, if it wasn't Canelo, I could mess with y'all. If it was Bud versus Jaime Munguia, it's a tough fight, but I'll mess with y'all on that. But it's Canelo. If it wasn't Canelo, if it's like I said, Bob Foster is one of the greatest light heavyweights of all time. At the time, he probably was the greatest light heavyweight of all time. All right, Bob Foster, second to Ezra Charles, and maybe Archie Moore. But Bob Foster is one of the greatest ever. He fought Ali, and it wasn't even close. He fought Frazier, and it wasn't even close. Bob Foster Frazier is a better comparison. He fought Frazier, and it wasn't even close. Everything that Bud Foster had, and that's from light heavy to heavy. That's because Bud Foster probably would have beaten a heavyweight. He probably would have. He was 6'4", all that shit. But he ain't beating Frazier and Ali at heavyweight. That's my thing. Let me see. I really got to go. The recurring issue with Canelo has always been his footwork. Okay. Crawford will keep him off balance using footwork, angle, switching, and speed. I could even see Crawford hurting Canelo. No KO. Okay. Okay, well, there you go. There you go. Hey, that, I mean, really, there's nothing to be said. We had a stalemate. We had a stalemate. And I don't want to convince anybody, especially with the money I'm gonna put down on my bookie. Put $20,000 down. I want to win some money. So I don't want people convinced. I want it to be considered a close fight on my bookie so I can get some easy money. Who's greater to you, Biz, without the fight? Who's greater? Obviously, Canelo. Canelo's obviously greater than Bud Crawford. How is that not the case? Without them fighting each other, obviously Canelo's greater than Bud. How is that not the case? Some of you guys think Crawford is greater. Is that even a question? Who's greater? That's not even a question. It's not a question. Let me see. Bud fans so delusional, bro, getting put to sleep. Two-time undisputed means nothing, obviously. No, it means something, okay? But accolades doesn't mean more than resume. Accolades doesn't mean more than who you fought. Case in point, Deontay Wilder defended his heavyweight title the same amount of times as Muhammad Ali. Now tell me if that's the same thing. Go. Tell me that's the same thing. Tell me. Tell me Devin Haney becoming undisputed is the same thing as Holyfield becoming undisputed. Tell me that's the same thing. There's reality, there's thinking, there's considering everything, and then there's just coming up with phrases. Tell me that's the same thing, bro. Let me see. I'm tired of you. I mean, come on now. A win for Bud is possible, but he's going to have to be damn near perfect. I'm excited. Yeah, he is. Let me see. Laura, I can tell that they are not going to give Canelo any credit when he wins. Of course. It's not. No, it's not. All right. Canelo two-time undisputed too. How about that? They're both two-time undisputed. How about that? But my thing is, name Crawford's top 5 best wins. No, I'm not calling a Wilder fight. Canelo is still greater even if he loses this fight. I agree. Name Crawford's top 5 best wins. Spin. Right. Name his top 5. Just 5. Just 5. Just 5. Name 5. Name 5. Most people don't even know who he is. There you go. That's there you go. That's all you need to know right there. That's all you need to know right there. That's all you need to know right there. Mean machine. That's all you need to know right there. No hate, but let's keep it real. Let me see. Deck a Bud fan, but comparing great Nessie's crazy. Bud never defended his info titles.
F the resume, put the fight on. Okay. All right. So argue that 5. Argue that 5. Argue that 5. Then brother, right there, I gotta go. Right there, Con and Mean Machine. Then at that point, I gotta go, bruh. At that point, bruh, you want me to argue? Then you don't know shit. Dog, at that point, brother, Canelo asterisk Alvarez Plant. And there's no asterisks next to Khan, Spence, and Porter. No asterisks. Charles Baker, you a Spence fan. You moving the needle based on your melanin, brother. All the brothers went Spence way because somehow he was blacker than Crawford. Let's keep it real. I don't know how that was. Crawford is 3 shades darker than Wesley Snipes. Then when now it's Crawford Nello, now it's Crawford. Y'all slide around, bro. Let me see. Let's see what happens when Bud gets touched. He stopped those opponents. Canelo's biggest fights. He either lost, tied, or got a gift, man. This is a joke. Because Nelo's best fights were great fighters. The best fighters he fought, great fighters, bro. Let me see. Cap, he beat Charlo, Triple G, Plant Clean. Hey, they moved the needle. You could name Khan and Gamboa for Crawford, but you can't name Jermell Charlo for Canelo. But then you say Crawford ain't too small for Nello. I'm telling you, it's just like Floyd Mayweather. Floyd Mayweather said, okay, Marquez is too small for me. But he ain't too small for Pacquiao. Pacquiao's the right size for me. He said that just doesn't make sense. So Pacquiao and Marquez can fight all day, no problem. But I'm ducking Pacquiao because he's the right size. But I'm too big for Marquez. So Nello fighting Cotto is fighting somebody too old and too small. But him fighting Crawford, you must be drunk to think Nello should beat him. Brother, the ridiculousness is crazy. The ridiculousness is crazy, bruh. Charles Baker literally said clear throat Canelo asterisk, but don't think Canelo versus Crawford is a born. That is a asterisk waiting to happen. Canelo versus Crawford is a born asterisk. But I gotta go. All right. What Bud did to Spence was amazing. And because of that, he's a hero, which means he can do anything. Let me know how you feel in the comments below. ShowBizz adult. I'm out. Huh? No, don't go yet. I gotta go.